So, just on the current probably situations that are going on in the world right now, and what came to my mind just scrolling through a few things. I'm usually staying off from the internet too much because I don't believe there's anything majorly important to know or to see or to let things shape my mind with. But since my wife is from the country that is in the news currently and things that are going on, and I just wondered why people just right now coming up for the certain country and in every news or everywhere people going on for the country, which is good, of course. I mean, there's nothing bad to it, but let's just get that out of the way. I'm not gonna talk about all those things that people are talking about. What I want to ask is, why do you need others to tell you when to act or when to search for something or how to behave or when to search for truth? And to be honest, I wondered about this at an early age. Since I was a child, I questioned all the things that were going on, that actually were going on in this world, and I questioned like everything that was said and everything that was written down and everything that was going on. It just kind of an internal search for truth, and I wonder, why do you need others to tell you what is truth? I mean, if you have a certain, if you at least care for humans in general, or someone, like if you care at least for your own being and your own soul and and just your own being, you also care for other beings, like you even care for animals or whatever, like you care for something, like you care for this world you are living in. And I wonder, why do you need to always express something outwardly, like, or just get involved emotionally in picking or choosing sides? Like, why would you need to wake up and choose a side? Because I mean, even the conspiracy stuff of just going on and picking on sides, like right now everybody is going online and picking a side, but 2 months ago nobody, someone was picking the other side. Like, you get what I mean? Like, people wait to be emotionally involved to change things outwardly and to speak. And like, if you speak for truth or something, you live it in your daily life. You don't have to go and fix things outwardly. Fixing things outwardly never was fixing anything. That's where we are now. So fixing things outwardly will never change anything. If someone just sits down and tries to fix himself as a human being inwardly and just searches for truth, the things that were once important will fall off anyway, because you realize they were not that important. So, getting involved emotionally in things and letting your mind be ruled emotionally won't really do anything for you or your surroundings. An internal change is mostly a very slow change, sometimes very painful change, and it comes with many symptoms along, and there's a time for everything. But what I'm saying is just fueling the fire in expressing, like, what I feel is most, like, especially online, most people currently out of nowhere step in and just either want to make themselves feel good or present that they stand for one side or this or that. Like, there's good and evil in this world. Yes, there is good and evil, of course, but just choosing one side out of let's not talk about that, because it makes no sense to explain things, because people take it the wrong way either way. But just try to do nothing. Maybe just try to observe things without falling in conspiracy, without falling into, without falling emotionally into all those things. Because those things that are unfolding now happened way back before, and that are still unfolding. So just maybe observe things and try to search for the truth within you. I mean, try to understand yourself, and so you will understand what is going on around you. And when you do that, you won't even have to go online and search for the drama that is going on, because things are bad already. They are, I don't even have to go online to feel and see what bad is going on in the world. There are many things you don't even see that are going on probably. But maybe just a call to observe things without trying to gain knowledge or let yourself manipulate emotionally, even physically, mentally. Like, I mean, watch things, watch whatever, but don't let it get into you too much. Maybe try to just live your life as good as you possibly can by getting better each day in small increments to your best ability that you can. And that's about it. I mean, what else can you do? Fueling some drama or getting emotionally involved in things won't really get us anywhere. I mean, of course, I always say it's easy in theory, as I always say, and of course when there's pain involved and people are suffering, which is real, and that is actually the bad thing about it. It is not as easy as to say. Like, imagine if you would have a light switch and people somehow snap out of their minds and just both at the same time care for each other, so there's a unity. Care for each other, like, of course it's magical thinking, because humanity will probably have to go a big round to get to that point. Like, there would have been enough wars, enough manipulation, enough sucking out of the soul, enough of everything, and the curve will come back full circle. Like, everything is a cycle within a cycle within a bigger cycle within a much more vast cycle. It comes again back down to a microcycle. Anyway, but in essence, if you would say to change, it takes one decision of breath to change and to choose a side. But for that, you would have to have a free mind and a free soul and act out of love. And to do that is extremely hard, because how can you even control your mind and your emotions and your heart? You would have to be free of anything. And I'm not saying like physically, but in your internal being. So doing all those things it will take time, will take some guidance probably. Like, you will find a way if you're searching for truth, but it will come to you anyway at some point. It will come to you anyway at some point in your life. So I'm just kind of sad by what is happening, and especially when I see my wife every day and she fears for her family. For me, I try to just be there for her. I mean, just as a normal human being, because these are the moments that count. Like, when you're there for your for the people you care about, maybe even just someone, I mean, or at least just care for your own soul. And if you care for your own soul and your being, just stay out of this drama, because it affects you and you will choose sides, and none of either will make you happy. We have all those platforms online where we express ourselves. One side expressed like this, one side expressed like this, then there's more conflict. Like, choosing sides is always conflict. Yes, again, yes, there is good and evil, but choosing sides and getting emotionally involved in things won't get you anywhere anyway. What will help you is a difficult path with somehow just to change yourself, even if it doesn't feel good at first, even if it doesn't reward you immediately or in ways you think that were right. Just try to change bit by bit, because this is the only way to make the world better, to change yourself, or change the things you know that are pulling you just down, or keeping you stuck in behaviors you know that you should change. And like I said, it is hard to do, but it's the only way to change something. I mean, all this changing outwardly didn't help nothing. It just creates more wars, more wars within you, and thus more wars outside of you. And that doesn't mean war, doesn't have to mean war with an army against an army, but war against just another human being you meet on the street, or things you let in your mind that affect your behavior. Like, get free of those things. That's why I say going online is probably one of the most disturbing things you could do, because it's just fueling the outward, and like it's a constant cycle that is just fueling things. It is fueling a constant war within you and outside of you. And like I said, it just can be typing something negative, or like it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you getting involved in those things. And see, my side of the family is in a war in Ukraine, for example. My wife's family right now is, for example, in Iran. So my wife is fearing for their family, and I'm since a few years having the things with going on in my side of the family, and on top of that, going on with things internally. Like, what bothers me here is I see a lot of people which don't have even family in those countries, or in, like I, for example, a best friend of mine was constantly trying to make me choose Russia, choose Ukraine, choose this, choose that, like just trying to fuel me with his hatred and his conspiracy theories and his identity with, like, I told him, you are my friend. I told you, I'm currently, like, a few years ago, I'm not really good. I don't want to talk about those things. I don't want myself to feel hate in myself against some groups. War is war, period. I will not get emotionally involved in either side. My cousin was near a bomb, so he had like several injuries and stuff, and then he got better. So I told my friend even that, and he still kept just he still just kept pushing me onto those things. So at one point I just broke off contact, because the only thing, like, oh, did you see this news about this? And still after many years he's still concerned with these themes. So like I said, it just controls your life. That is what I'm trying to say. It will control your life. It will control your behavior and how you behave towards others. So I'm trying to stay away as much as possible from all those things, because what is true you can only find in stillness, and when you are still, and not when you are constantly emotionally involved in all the things that are going on around and picking sides and pushing then your behaviors and things into others. It just, for me, it's not responsible to do those things, because you are not even yourself anymore when you are just getting involved and picking sides and choosing sides. Choose the middle ground, which is truth, the middle path which no one truly wants to walk, which is truth, which is love, first of all for your own soul, and that comes with probably a harder way and a harder price. You may have to strip away things and just walk a road which not many want to walk. So again, I believe that's all I have to say for that. Like, if you truly care for this world, start with yourself and not with picking sides and getting emotionally involved in things. It may seem meaningless rather than to just go and express yourself outwardly, but try with one little thing. Like I always say, maybe try to not rage in situations you once raged. Maybe try to uh, not leak into your desires. Maybe try to do one kind act instead of reacting the way you reacted before. Maybe try to not argue with others and not control others, but try to control your response. Maybe just try those things instead of just going instead of just going outwardly and trying to manage things outwardly with just not doing anything. Try to create something, maybe paint something, maybe make some music. I'm not good at music at all. Maybe talk to someone, give him a good word. And like I said, for that you would have to be open. You would have to change you have to be open. You would have to change yourself. I'm kind of sad for my best friend or former best friend. In my heart, he's still my best friend because of our past, but he is right now just, for example, too blind to see it. And not that I am better than him. I'm not. I actually feel for everyone. And of course, there's some flaws in me also. There still probably many. But the thing is, it's just, I would say bothers me is that not many more people actually just see things for what they are and realize the only thing they can do is change themselves. Probably. Yeah. So, thank you for listening.